Holy shit, Rooskie's got 2 beers in front of you, in front of me, in front of him, in front of all of us. 2 beers. Not really reviews per se, but a little bit of something I've wanted to do and never got the chance to until now. So let's go learn about beer from me to you, and let's just have some fun. Let's have a fucking party, shall we? Beer, 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 beer. Hello everybody, welcome back to me, Maperooski, for not a beer review, but more of just a little in-depth look on whatever the title says. Probably says something along the lines of, what is a parit-gyle? And I'm not really going to dive into a whole in-depth look at what a parit-gyle is. There are way better options to check out, like Hops and Bros. Check them out down in the links below. They've done a really beautiful rundown of what a parit-gyle is, but I'll give you a quick rundown and tell you what we got today. So, today we have 2 beers, which is also kind of just 1 beer, yet also 2 beers from the Niagara College Brewery. Niagara College Brewery is where obviously I go to school, for any of you new viewers to this channel. And we got what is essentially 1 beer that has been brewed to make 2 beers. So it's a 2-for-1 special per se. This is what is called a parit-gyle. Now, what is a parit-gyle beer, you are asking yourself and myself? Well, from the very limited knowledge I know and what I will provide, and I will send links, like I said, from the Hops and Bros guys down below to some other websites that you can check out. A parit-gyle beer is a very old style, like hundreds of years ago. I think, what was it, Victorian era per se, something along those lines, where brewers needed more beer for the people of, say, a town. Don't really think there were cities back there, but for, a group of people. And what they did was make 1 batch of beer, and they would run it through its course, do the whole brewing process, water, mash, move it over to kettle, blah, 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 blah. But in the process of draining the water from the original mash and sending it over to kettle to boil, they would reintroduce more water into that already, used mash and pull out even more residual sugars that are still chilling in the mash, which means you could brew 2 beers from 1 mash, with 1 beer being a lot more boozy, say in the range of 6, 7, 8, 9%, and then when you reintroduce water into that already, I guess, used mash per se, you would pull the residual sugars, creating a lower ABV beer. Say anywhere from going from 5, 4 down to 3, and maybe even 2% alcohol by volume end result. So here we have 2 beers from Niagara College, exact same beers, different runnings. We have the Vienna parit-gyle first and second runnings. So same mash, just new water introduced after this mash process was done. More water was added to the mash, which then resulted in this beer here. So parit-gyle Vienna first runnings came in at 7.3%, lots of sugars. The second runnings on the other hand here, Vienna parit-gyle, has an ABV of 6%, so not too drastic of a change. Don't know how this one was done. Was not a beer that my class made, at least to my knowledge. But we're going to crack them both open, see what's up with them, and see how they've changed. So let's start off with parit-gyle first runnings Vienna in the Flying Monkeys pint glass. I'm not going to pour the whole thing. We got a lot of beer going around. So we're just going to pour just a little touch. Beautiful. Now let's pour up a little bit of the second runnings. Alright, so off the bat, Slight difference in color. This is slightly darker and this isn't as dark, but very similar looking beers indeed. Nice amber reddish hues to them. Let's check the nose. Caramels, toffees, biscuits, higher ABV, a little hotter alcohols on here. Almost kind of reminiscent of like a Scotch ale per se. Beautiful aromas. Now let's check it over to the second run. It's the weaker baby brother to the first one. A little different. No hot alcohols. Lighter caramels and lighter toffees. Very similar, but just a toned down version per se. Pretty interesting indeed. Let's give this a little swirl. Not as much head on this one. Less head retention too. Yep, very similar. Little biscuit. This one on the other hand. Swirl it up. Get a little bit more head on that one. Much more fuller in body. So pretty cool. And you can see, I know I just swirled this one, but it does have a little bit more head retention compared to this one. I just dive in on the taste, see how they changed. Oh, a little bit boozier. Caramels, toffees, biscuits coming up straight front and center, but definitely where the biggest flavor impact are those hotter alcohols. Give my second a palate to reset. Let's dive in on the second runnings. Yeah, completely different, to be completely honest. Yeah, no hot alcohols, less caramels, less toffees, a little bit more crisper on the second running side of things. Even though there's only about a 1.3% difference in alcohol, quite big changes when you're looking at the same mash. Just one has, the optimal amount of sugars versus the second with lesser amounts of sugars. Really cool experience, to be completely honest. Something I've wanted to do. I've had Parti-gyles in the past, but never a first and second runnings back to back kind of thing. You're usually getting either your first runnings, the second, or the third, depending on how long that party lasts. But very interesting seeing both beers back to back. And again, I don't think I've had a Vienna lager this boozy, especially a 7.3, but even at 6, don't think I've come across a 6% Vienna. And they are really different beers. The first runnings of the Vienna, definitely more reminiscent of like a wee heavy Scotch or a Scotch ale style of beer, just because of those hotter alcohols, deeper, richer toffee notes. The second runnings of the Vienna, though, a lot crisper, a lot more toned back, way more toned back toffee. Still caramels there, 100%, but it's a lot crisper, a little bit more airier on the even on the mouthfeel side of things. This is definitely a lot more full-bodied. And even looking at them here, I don't think the camera can pick it up. You can see just a little bit of head on here. On this side, on the second runnings, absolutely nothing head-wise. This definitely has a lot more carbonation. This one, not so much. I don't know 100% if that's due to the style of the beer, or this one, or the second running was not carved to the same degree as the first runnings. I really do not know. So like I said, not really a beer review on this one. Just sort of an excuse for me to drink 2 beers at once. But really cool diving in and seeing what is up with Parti-gyles and getting like a first-hand look at the differences between a first and second runnings, because I've, like I said, never have come across both first and second being offered at the same time. A very rare style. of brewing beer, especially in modern times, because we don't need that, that I guess longevity is the word I want to use, but need to brew 2 batches in one, because it's modern day. We can do it all the time. Out of the 2 beers, though, the second one, I gotta say, a little bit more grassy, a little bit more hay character to it. But out of the 2, I kind of like the 7.3. The first run is a little bit better just because of those hotter alcohols and that richer toffee note. Definitely hits the palate just a bit harder, actually a lot harder than the second runnings, but both solid styles. I don't remember what's available at the brewery as of posting, but always stay tuned to Niagara College Brewery. Links down in the description below to the websites and their Instagram page to keep up to date on what they're having off or what they're selling in their in the tap rooms. I know the brewery tap room is still closed due to COVID, but their winery is where all the beer is sold at the moment. Again, they also have all the wines from the winery program, spirits and liqueurs from the distillation program, and even ciders, again, coming out of the winery program. Overall, pretty good stuff indeed. Again, something to look out for if you're a home brewer. Don't know how the Parti-gyles style goes with the home brewing method. To me, you would need a bit more equipment to, like maybe a second kettle per se, or really quick hands at washing kettles. But really cool stuff indeed with these Parti-gyles styles. So with that said, guys, cheers on the final sips. No ratings here, but we'll just carry on and I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Beautiful. Boozy. Whoa. It's got a lot more hot alcohols. It's a boozy beer. Even at 7.3, it just comes across way boozier than you would think. But overall, pretty cool experiment here. Thank you for joining me. And before I leave you guys, if you have any comments, questions, or beers you want to review in the future, you can leave all that information down in the comment box below. If you want to go ahead and like this video or subscribe to me, Brewski, it would be greatly appreciated as well. With all that said, guys, that's going to do it for me, Brewski. Like I always say, crack a beer or beers and enjoy. Cheers.